Good afternoon, and welcome to the banks of the Rhine for the first of a doubleheader between the Bonn Capitals and the Wild Farmers of Dohren. Today it's overcast with a misty rain and the wind is blowing out a little bit towards center field. Hey, but we're all ready to play. My name is Brent Kerrigan, and I'm happy to be back in the booth with Angela Beckman, Max Paulus, and Fabian Tasing, who will be bringing you the game for today. So, lots of action to get you up to date with, lots of action to come today. So far, just quickly to get us up to date, the Capitals are undefeated. They beat Dortmund last week by scores of 18-3 and 9-0. Midweek, they defeated the Solingen Alligators 15-2 and by a difference of 6-2 in the second game. We're going to talk about that in just a few minutes. But all of that to say that they've outscored their opponents 48-7. Now, on the mound for today's game against the Wild Farmers is Sascha Koch for Bonn. He's facing Johannes Wiedemeyer for the Wild Farmers. Bonn is a very hot-hitting club right now. Batting averages are high. If they can keep up the hitting, everything should be fine. But as my dad says, he who is a farmer, never underestimate a farmer. All right, look, before we get going, we have a promotional video starring Sammy Siegert for German National Team's fan club.
Hi Fans, ich bin Sammy Steigert, Pitcher der deutschen Nationalmannschaft. Vielen Dank für eure Unterstützung und teilt und liked weiterhin alle Beiträge des Fanclubs Baseball Deutschlands. Und nicht vergessen, wir leben Baseball.
And welcome back to today's game. The managers and the umpires are exchanging scorecards right now. And speaking of umpires, today we have Andre Reuter at third base, Andreas Danielzik at first base, and Johann Schulte will be behind the plate today. Now, as we wait for the players and the lineups, Angela Beckman, who is with me in the booth, as always, let's get caught up a bit from what happened midweek in Solingen. What did you see as you were there?
Actually, we have seen two completely different games. In the first games, the Capitals were extraordinarily strong in the offense. So the end result was 18-3, so
yeah.
which says everything, so to speak. And we hit 4 home runs and 3 triples, and so great game. But we have to say that the Solingen Alligators didn't bring up their best pitching, because they were saving another pitcher for this weekend. They had to play again, like us. They had to play again this weekend. And then in the second game, and this is what you then could see. I have to wave a little bit here to my friend who's just arriving. And in the second game, they brought their new pitcher, whom we know. It's Sam Springer from Hamburg last season. He was in Hamburg, and before that he was in Wesseling, and now he's pitching for Solingen. And our offense had a lot of problems with him. So although he has thrown a lot of walks and hit by pitches, etc., but we were able to score 4 runs in the first 3 innings, and then nothing for the rest of the game.
And you mentioned that he pitched. He threw a lot of pitches.
At the end, he pitched over 8 innings, 166 pitches.
166.
And we were still not able to hit him more, because then in the 9th inning we had 2 more runs, but against the relief pitcher. So
incredible.
So it was 2 completely different games, but what we have seen, and this is the most important thing, we have 2 first-timers on the mound for the Capitals. We had Marcus Jensen, who is new to our organization. He just arrived last week. And Joe Wittig, whom we have seen already, playing infield and hitting. And both of them were pitching in the second game. And I would say doing a good job. I mean, they were not brilliant, but it was okay for the first time being on the mound for the Capitals. So.
Indeed. Well, thank you for that update, Angela. It sounded great. 166 pitches, almost unheard of. But for this game today, first up for the Wild Farmers is Orlando Del Muro, and he's the DH, wearing number 26.
No, it's number 7.
Oh,
here.
number 7. They have,
Let me just check what they have done here.
any case, as we said, the wind is blowing sort of out to center left, I guess it is. Fairly good pace. Ball should carry well today, despite the bit of rain we had at the beginning. Nice day to play as that first pitch comes in for a strike. And time is called, and we are going to already have a bit of a switch with with Terrell Joyce replacing Marcus Jensen in center field. This is more along the lines of making sure that the players get their innings in, correct, Angela?
Yeah, actually, the thing is, in the German Bundesliga, you have to play a specific number of games in order to qualify for the playoffs. This season for the Bundesliga North, it's a little bit unfair because as an overseas pitcher or an overseas player, you need 7 games. That's just half of the games we only play, you know. So, but anyway, so to get, in order to get these games, something like that happens. So a pitcher or a player sees one pitch and then he's off again.
And a foul back into the third field, I guess. We have 4 fields here in Bonn. I'd like to welcome all of those parents of the players as well, listening from wherever you might be. Always glad to have you online and watching. And a dribbler out to third base, picked up and thrown on to first. And just like that, there is 1 down here in the top of the first inning.
So we have to see now who's coming up next, because with their lineup, they were messing us up a little bit. So, so let's see who comes next. Okay, so now is Enriquez, the one that we have at number 7.
Okay. Senor Enriquez, who
Yeah.
is playing, if I'm correct, shortstop today, wearing
He
number
is playing
58.
shortstop.
And the count is 0-1. 1 out here in the top of the first inning. No score. High pop up behind the plate, and it looks like it's going out of play, probably towards our building. And we hear the thunk just beside us. Max Pauling down here.
Max
Not
is
showing,
catching the game.
not showing a lot of initiative or hustle to get that ball. He could have opened the window, jumped out on the roof, but did not. Better luck next time. 0-2 is the count. 1 out on Enriquez. And a high pop up. First baseman camps under it. No problem. And then that's
don't
2 out.
wonder, the first baseman is Daniel Lam Hunt, normally our third baseman.
That's right. Lots of changes here for us.
Yeah, but this is what
Keeps us on our toes, Angela.
This is what head coach Max Schmitz has done in all the preparation games and spring training, etc. Changing positions in the infield and in the outfield over and over, so that people are able to jump in wherever they are needed. So obviously this is what they are doing today as well.
Okay, and what surprise do we have for a third batter today?
It's Del Muro, so the one that is number 2 on our list. So they have the right order now again, you know.
That's good.
So
That's good. Del Muro, number 26, takes it down. The count is 1-1, 2 out, no score here in the top of the first. Bonn and the Wild Farmers are set to really have a nice longish day of baseball. 2 games, the first one at 1, second around, let's say 4 or so. Bonn in their traditional white and green and yellow. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch by Sasha Koch. And just like that, 1, 2, 3, we head to the bottom of the first inning. No score here in Bonn. We'll be right back on Caps TV. And welcome back to the banks of the Rhine, where we are scoreless in the bottom of the first inning. And the wind, we have a nice shot of that for you. Action-packed shot of the flags blowing out to center field, leftish. Bonn, good home run hitting club. Last Sunday when I was here, was a bit of a home run fiesta. Very nice to see. There are a lot of players. What was it? Lam Hunt got his first 2 at-bats. He had home runs.
Yes.
Yeah. Triple by Brink, I recall. Unless my memory has failed me, which it has done from time to time. We're still trying to sort out the lineup from the Wild Farmers. Wild Farmers out partying a bit last night, maybe, and the lineup a bit all over the place, but we'll sort it out. Eric Brank steps up to the plate, gives a fist pump to the catcher for the Wild Farmers. Brank's playing shortstop today, wearing number 30. Really doing well in the start of the year. His batting average 375 with 4 runs, 6 hits, 1 triple that we saw last week. And that's high. Pitcher for the Wild Farmers is Johannes Wiedemeyer. 1 win, 2 losses last year. High pop-up. Looks like it's going to stay in the field. First baseman calls off the catcher. And a bit of a shaky play at the end, but grabs it. And that's 1 out. Eric Brank retired. Back to Wiedemeyer. 1 win, 2 losses last year with a 10.5 ERA. But, that was a whole year ago, and we'll see what the new season brings for Mr. Wiedemeyer. Right now, he has 1 away. That'll bring up Wilson Lee, MVP from last year. DH today, wearing number 21. And that comes in for a strike. Angela, he had a great last weekend. How was he in Solingen?
Actually, he was not doing very well. I mean, in the first game he hit his home run, but in the second game he went on 3 strikeouts. So and you can see in his batting average of 235, I think, that he definitely can do better. So that's for sure.
No, absolutely. 235, as Angela said, is batting average, and 2 home runs. But looking for some consistency. It's a little early on in the season, and yet so few games really to get it all together. But I think we can say with confidence that
he definitely can do better.
He will do better.
If you have seen him in the spring training
Yes.
and in the games during spring training, he was doing very well. So,
indeed, and that comes in for a strike. 2-2. Yeah, 4 hits and 18 plate appearances. And bounces into the plate for a ball. Full count. 1 out. Fans are starting to, they have trickled in a bit. More and more. It's coming along. Maybe the rain, the start, held them back a little bit. But good to hear the fans clapping for Lee getting into the game. Great to see baseball back, of course. Bundesliga baseball. Here for the 2021 season. Pitch on the way inside. Walked him. Lee goes down to first base. And that'll bring up Vinny Ahrens, who is having himself a season so far.
absolutely.
Vinny Ahrens, 20 plate appearances, already 9 hits. Average of 474. Back with vengeance, Angela.
Yeah, and he's I mean, people would say, why didn't he hit a home run so far? But he hit doubles and triples
Sure.
and everything. So a lot of RBIs. So he's doing very well.
Indeed, 3 doubles on the year so far for Vinny Ahrens. Feeling good at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, we are very glad that he's back. I mean, last season he was playing in Italy because of the Corona season, a short Corona season here in Germany, and we couldn't say when we will start, and so he decided in the springtime to go to Italy.
Mighty swing and a miss there. 1-1.
But we are very, very glad that he's our regular catcher anyway, so, and he's the national team catcher as well. So
That's right, and Nick Michelli filled in last year, I guess, is the one way to put it. But also Michelli, I see here, is also hitting quite well already this year.
Michelli is a complete utility player now. Sometimes he's on the mound, sometimes he's in the outfield.
And the runner going, throw down to second base. Well in there is Lee. The throw came in high, but he was there in lots of time, so stolen base by Wilson Lee. Showing some hustle. Nice to see, beginning of the game.
Yeah, so coming back to Nick Michelli, he's our utility player all over the place here on the field and hitting very well. Yeah, that's true.
Up and down the orders, looking good so far for the Capitals. So, Lee out at second, 1 out, takes his lead. Wiedemeyer delivers a strike. Evens count at 2-2. Lee really had a great leadoff from first base and was able to get away quite early on that pitch, on the base that he stole. And a single between first and second. Lee rounds third, is coming in. The throw, no throw. And he scores. 1-0 Capitals. Right fielder held on to the ball for the Wild Farmers. It looked like he might try and take Lee at home plate, or at least challenge Lee, but I think it was pretty clear it was never get the throw there in time.
I mean, for Vinny's standards, it was a soft hit. So.
It did. It's exactly what was needed to get Lee home.
But it was through the gap, so that's important.
Indeed it was. And that'll bring to the plate Terrell Joyce, also doing very well in his intro season here in Bonn. And the pitch comes in low. Aaron's getting himself a good lead down there at first base.
Yeah, on Terrell, I mean, just to let the people know, then for the next weekend we have one of our magazines coming out, and you will get some more information on Terrell. So I had a short interview with him this week, where he comes from, where he has gone, and you know, when he's talking about his own strength, there's one word that he uses. His strength in baseball, power.
That will help for sure. Well, here the count is 2-0 to Terrell, and that also comes in for a strike. Sorry, 1 out here, 1-0 Bonn in this bottom of the first. Power always nice to have, and he's hitting with power. 438 average so far for Mr. Joyce. Wiedemeyer sets. Aaron takes his lead, not going. Catcher drops a ball. Aaron heads down to second base. The throw down and the tag. He's safe. He gets in there under the tag, and that was a very close play at second. Yes.
That was tight, yeah.
Very, very close play at second. The umpire says he got there. And the Capitals will take it. There was some hesitation, of course, because Aaron's wasn't going in the first place until the catcher dropped the ball. Heads down. Makes it pretty close, but good slide. 3-1 is the count. Aaron takes his lead at second. Swing and a miss. Full count now on Terrell Joyce. So back to Joyce. He's got 7 hits and 19 plate appearances. Has himself 2 home runs already as well. Off to a hot start. Fans want some runs here. And the ball gets by him, but it is a walk. Down to first base. For Terrell Joyce, 2 on, 1 out. And that brings to the plate Daniel Lam Hunt.
Yeah, Daniel already 3 home runs this season in 4 games. Not too bad.
Not bad at all. .538 average. As Andrew was saying, 3 home runs, 7 hits, and 20 plate appearances. Runners at first and second take sizable leads. And it comes in for a strike. Bonn really looking to get something going early on here in the game against Wiedermeyer. Wiedermeyer retired his first batter, which is Brink. Popped up to first base. Pitch comes in low to even the count. Outfielders playing him deep, straight away. Shifted a bit over to the left. Respecting the power, of course, of Lam Hunt. And a hit into center field. Center fielder, pretty easy play, grabs it, throws it back to the infield. That's 2 out. So Lam Hunt is retired. That brings up another new player for Bonn, Joe Wittig, playing first base today.
Third base. Third base, right?
Third base is what I said, wasn't it, Angela?
Did you say first base?
I think I
don't
said
know.
third
Whatever.
base.
He plays third base.
No, you're right. What we do know is that he's had a pretty good start to the season.
Yeah, he's probably not happy about the weather because he's from California.
Oh, dear. No, he's not going to like this at all. 500 hitter. Let's see if he can keep it up. That was an odd pitch. Comes in high. Catcher drops it, but the runners stay where they are.
You know, he's from the nice wine country, Sonoma Valley.
Nice.
I've been north of San Francisco. So
yeah, I've been in that area. Beautiful, beautiful. 1-0 is the count. 2 out. 2-1. Runners take their lead. Swing and a miss. Looked like an off-speed pitch there. Wiedermeyer, if he can get out of this, obviously very happy and keeps the game close early on as well. Bonn got off to this great start last week, we remember, last Sunday in the first game, and that really closed the early. And a single now into center field. Rounding third, coming in to score is Vinny Ahrens. And the players move up. So, Wittig delivers with an RBI. And that'll bring up Justice Recchi. Wittig on first. Joyce on second. 2 out. 2-0 Bonn. Recchi struggling a bit at the plate early on in the year. 222 average. Time to change that, perhaps. Right here. Pitch comes in with a strike. Wearing lucky number 13.
absolutely. His number of luck.
Wiedermeyer looks back at second base. Joyce. Nobody goes anywhere, although that pitch does come in the dirt. 1-1. So Recchi is at bat. He'll be followed, if he gets on, by Danny Lankos and Andy Stummels round out the order. Well, let's see how this bat goes. A swing. And the pitch comes in for a strike. 1-2. He thought about it.
Yeah, Recchi had a home run last Sunday. So
That's right.
so good start for the youngster. Relatively young still.
Very good swing. Just fouls it back. I see quite an open stance as well. Only a matter of time before the hits start coming. You can see his timing is just about on. Once you foul those straight backs, usually an indication you're on that ball pretty good. If foul, just behind the plate, to the fence, the catcher makes the catch. And that'll retire the side. So, 2-0. Bonn will be back on Caps TV. Welcome back to Bonn Capitals Baseball. I'm Brent Kerrigan with Angela Beckman and Max Paulus. Sasha Koch on the mound for Bonn, who are winning 2-0 at the plate. Bear with us as we do sort through the Wild Farmers order. There's a bit of a mess at the start of the game, but what we know so far is this is number 72, Mike MK. We do hope so, that his, as he fouls that ball back, that his jersey matches the man. And according to what we had at the beginning of the game, he's the one playing first base today. And the umpire waits a bit on that, but decides that's a ball. 1-2 the count. Very happy. If you're there at home, maybe you've noticed some new angles that we have in the game today. We've got 5 cameras now in the game, as we see. Ball hit into center, but that is grabbed by Terrell Joyce. So, yeah, we were saying that we have some new cameras. We've got one coming in from center field. Of course, that's the home plate camera. 2 along the immediate sides to first and the third baseline, and then 2 looking to the outfield as well. So we're very happy to have that capacity for the game today. Who do we have at the plate now, Angela?
The first hitter was Enriquez, but he has the jersey number 7.
Okay.
So Enriquez was the first hitter. Del Muro was the second.
So the ball goes out to second base. The shortstop grabs it, throws him out of first base in a very nice play. Sorry to interrupt you, Angela.
No problem. Del Muro was the second hitter, but he has the jersey number 58.
Okay.
Imke with number 26 was the third hitter. And Matusevicius with number 72 was the next one. And then Boccio Cabral, whatever his name is.
Okay, so
That was the one who was starting.
yeah, we're still sorting out the number 28 is at the plate. Number 28 for the Wild Farmers. I have him listed as Webster Boccio Cabral.
But this is not true.
All right. Again, bear with us as we
That
get
must
through
be
this order.
Sebastian Jaab. Matusevicius war davor. So the number 1 hitter is Enriquez. Number 2 hitter is Del Muro. Number 3 hitter is Imke. Number 4 hitter is Matusevicius. Number 5 hitter is Boccio Cabral. Number 6 hitter is Jaab, Sebastian. Number 7 hitter is Palub, Przemyslav. Number 8 hitter is Knölke, Tim. And number 9 hitter is Petzold, Johannes.
All right. Thank you, Angela, has been filling me in with the revised lineup for the Wild Farmers. Sorry for that bit of an interruption in the broadcast there, but I think we got it now as there's a grounder out to second base. Thrown on to first, and that'll end the inning, and we will continue to sort through that lineup. But for now, it's 2-0 Bonn. We'll be right back.
Sebastian Jaab, and he has the number 28 on his jersey.
That was Sebastian Jaab with the number 28 on his jersey. Again, we'll get through this. Thank you. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Bonn Capitals baseball. 2-0 the score. The Capitals over the Wild Farmers. So far, the Wild Farmers trying to trick us with their lineup, but we are on to them. We have got it down now. So, let's focus on the Bonn Capitals at bat in this bottom of the second inning. Danny Lankhorst comes to the plate. He's playing right field today for the Bonn Capitals. Wiedemeyer is still on the mound for the Wild Farmers. High pop-up to the second baseman for the Wild Farmers. He comes under it. Oh, and he drops the ball. And he fumbles it. That was a routine play. What can be said about that? Gotta catch those balls. So, by hook or by crook, Lankhorst is on first base with that error by the second baseman, Pretzold for the Wild Farmers. Eddie Stummel, fan favorite here in Bonn, is now at the plate. Stummel, .333 hitter so far in the season. 4 hits and 16 at-bats. Thrower to first base. We'll see if the Capitals can make the Wild Farmers pay for that error. That comes in for a strike. Stummel has a double on the year, 4 hits. Throw back to first. They obviously think that Lankhorst has a one-way ticket for second, and he just may. He's a fast guy, yeah. And you do want to capitalize on an error, especially if you're the leadoff batter. Not going there. And that pitch comes in for a ball, 1-1. Not only do the Wild Farmers have a bit of a lineup mix-up earlier, they have one of the hardest lineups players to pronounce, which is not their problem but mine, obviously. But we'll do our best. 1-1 count. Nobody out. Runner on first. Bonn Capitals, and that ball comes in outside. Wiedemeyer got out of the last inning somewhat. I left 2 on. Or Bonn left 2 on. Gave up 2 runs. Not looking too bad so far. And Lankhorst is going as we expected. The catcher drops the ball, no throw down. That one-way ticket has been fulfilled. 3-1 the count now. Eddie Stummel. Stolen base not even close. There's a couple now so far today. Capitals trying to be aggressive early on, as they should, and that's fouled off, the umpire says. Foul tip. Full count now on Eddie. Cowbell a-clangin'. The fans want some runs. I think the rain has tapered off now. And he's trying to steal third, and a single into left field and delivered as Lankhorst scores. 3-0 Bonn. That was really, really nice hit and run on that play. So, he was clearly going before the pitch was even thrown. Probably would have stolen third if Stummel had not gotten a bat on the ball, but he indeed did. Very, very well executed there, and Bonn finds themselves rewarded and now up by 3. That flips the order over. Eric Brink, shortstop. Pitch is high. Eric Brink, our player with batting average of .375. As we saw last weekend, he has a bit of speed himself. Hit a triple. Stummel, football pose down there at first base, taking his lead way outside. Eddie Stummel looks like he'd go through a couple players if he needed to on his way to second base. That boy plays some football.
He has shorter legs. He's not.
Yeah, sure. Hey, don't make fun of shorter players. We run fast. Well, I used to. Many moons ago. That pitch comes in for a strike. 2-1. I can run fast, Angela. I do need someone to follow me with an oxygen tank, though.
Okay. Somebody who is as fast as you are.
That's right. So Eddie, good lead at first. Pitch comes in high. 3-1. Wittemeyer looks like he's struggling a bit for the control right now. I wonder if he's going to take a swing at this. Nope. Lets it go as I suspected he might, and down to first with a walk goes Eric Brank, bringing up Wilson Lee. So, Eddie Stummel now on second base. Eric Brank on first. Wilson Lee at the plate. He walked in his first at-bat. Stole second. And came around to score. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. 3-0 for Bonn here in the bottom of the second. No coverage for Stummel, taking his lead at second. And strike comes in. 0-1. Stummel's lead a little bit wider than Brank at first. But Brank not covered it at all either. Looking for the double play, I would suspect. Obviously, if you are the Wild Farmers, you want to be in the right position. So that's what they're looking for. Wittemeyer would not mind a ground ball. Capitals, probably other ideas. And that pitch comes in high. 1-2. Wilson Lee, we were talking about this in the first inning. Starting to hopefully heat up a little bit. A slower start. First couple games, but swings and misses and strikes out. Just as I say that. So that's one down now in the inning, and that will bring up Vinny Ahrens. He's a catcher today. Catcher always. Runner still first and second. Eddie Stummel, second base. Eric Brank at first. Stummel got there on the error by the second baseman. And Eric Brank took a walk. Foul. Way out into left. Ahrens had a single in his first at-bat. Pass ball allowed him to get to second base. Yeah, it comes in for a strike. 0-2 now in the hole. As Wittemeyer gets ahead of Ahrens. Look back at second. And the delivery. Inside. 1-2. Fans yelling their encouragement. Great to see the fans back. I know I keep saying that, but it really is. And directly back, and I'll tell you, if that fence wasn't there, I would have been taking a big bite of that ball. Didn't bring my glove. Well, we can't count on Max up here. We know he had a chance, and he didn't give it the old college try, despite being in college. Delivery. Outside. 2-2. Heard some of the Dohren fans, I believe, widely disagreeing with that call. Nevertheless, 2-2, 1 out. 3-0 Bonn here in the bottom of the second inning. Runners take their lead at second and first, and the pitch is outside. So from an 0-2 count, Wiedemeyer is now back, is at a full count, and a very nice at-bat so far by Vinny Ahrens to really work that count, get those number of pitches up. And way outside. Wiedemeyer obviously upset by that pitch, and he visibly so. As now the sacks are full, and Terrell Joyce on his way to the plate. So Branks at second, Stummel's at third. Terrell Joyce at the plate. He walked in his first appearance. And if you want somebody up, if you're the Bonn Capitals, and you want somebody up, you want this guy. 538 average, 2 home runs so far for Terrell Joyce. Very decisive at-bat already in the game. That comes in inside, and Wiedemeyer struggling with his control. You saw that last pitch to Ahrens. Way outside, and he, as we said, 4 straight pitches from an 0-2 count. Umpire calls time, and the catcher, not a bad idea, going out there to calm down his pitcher. Let's talk things over. Things can get away from you in a hurry against this Bonn Capitals team. Strong lineup. Many great hitters, as we know, as those who follow the Capitals know. All right, we're ready. Wiedemeyer sets, bases loaded, 3-0 Bonn, bottom of the second. And that's low and away. So 2-0. Wiedemeyer struggling to really find the strike zone. Coining some new terms today. Refined. Shall copyright that. On the way, swing and a miss. Gets a strike on Joyce, so 2-1. 1 out. Infielders in, looking for that double play ball. Bonn looking to break the game open. Pitch on the way. Swing and a hit into center field. Center fielder goes back, grabs it, and Eddie Stummel tagging from third base. He scores. Bonn Capitals up 4-0 here in the bottom of the second. So sacrifice fly by Terrell Joyce. Now bring to the plate Daniel Lam Hunt, 2 on, runners at first and third. Hitting .538. He of 3 home runs on the season so far. Wearing number 15. Wiedemeyer can get out of this with possibly short damage as the runner runs down to second. The catcher drops the ball. Joyce saw his opportunity, went for it. May not have been a throw anyway. Sorry, Ahrens. One 0 count. Delivery. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Lam Hunt sees some ducks on the pond. Hopes to bring them home. Wind blowing straight away. Bounces in the pitch. Wiedemeyer really struggling to get through the inning. Only 1 run in so far against him. Hoping to get out of it. Bonn Capitals hoping to get those runners around second and third and maybe more. Fans into it. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Stands look a little fuller than they did when we got underway for this game at around 1 o'clock. Let me remind you that we have another game this afternoon, usually around a half hour or so after the first game. Do stay tuned for that. 2 on, 2 out. Swing and a chopper up the middle for a single, and 2 runners come around to score as Lam Hunt delivers with 2 out, and Bonn Capitals lead 6-0 here in the bottom of the second. Very, very nice hit between shortstop and second base. Up the middle. So Aarons and Brent come in to score. That'll bring to the plate Joe Vidic. He had a single in his first at-bat. Daniel Lam Hunt with his 2 RBIs now. 2 latest RBIs on first. Lam Hunt takes his lead. Wiedermeyer sets, delivers, and he gets a strike. So the Capitals have come through when they've needed to deliver. Coach will be happy with that execution. His swing and a miss. 1-2. If you're a coach, Capitals otherwise, what you're looking for, of course, early on in the season is to get in some sort of routine, some sort of consistency, and Bonn Capitals are certainly showing that so far, and maybe a bit off, as Angela was saying, perhaps a bit off their game in the middle of the week against the Alligators, but it looks like they're back on form today, early in Game 1. Fitting, 2-2 count on him. 2 out, 6-0 in the dirt. Catcher's getting a bit of a workout today. Paulek Primislav, the name that's right. These names are all fun to pronounce on the Wild Farmers, and I do apologize in advance. A chopper foul as Lam Hunt was on his way to second. Yeah, certainly any mispronunciation of the names is not intentional. And I don't really want to go by an abbreviation. PP, not. We'll skip that.
Yes.
We'll say P. Pollock. How's that? Palo. Pal. He's a pal to us all. Full count now, 2 out. Lam Hunt really dancing around at first base on his way to second, like unchallenged, but walks him anyway. So Vidic gets walked. Lam Hunt dances down to second. Runners at first and second, 2 out. Wiedermeyer just can't seem to get out of this inning. 6-0 already. Score against him and the Wild Farmers. Hey, you see some action now in the Wild Farmer bullpen. High foul behind us. Or beside us, I guess. Kids running to the foul balls. Good to see lots of kids here in the park today. Everybody's been well tested, the strict protocols. High fly ball into center left field, back to the fence, and it's caught. Nice catch. So Bonn Capitals are retired, but they score 4 in this inning. And as we head to the top of the third inning, it is 6-0 Bonn Capitals. Here on Bonn TV, we'll be right back.
Ich glaube, wir müssen von Spiel zu Spiel schauen. Ich glaube, wir werden uns von Spiel zu Spiel steigern. später angreifen.
Wir haben noch ein Riesenspiel jetzt erstmal wieder am Freitag vor der Brust.
Es ist am Samstag ein schweres Spiel.
Und Sonntag geht's weiter.
Es ist nur ein Spiel. Was danach kommt, das wird man sehen.
Egal, was danach kommt, wir zeigen es live. Mit allen Spielen der dritten Liga, der Penny DEL und der Easy Credit BBL. Nur beim Magenta Sport.
Ja, ich glaube, wir müssen
Ist Mia. Mia hat zu Hause einen richtig schönen Designboden, der aber auch leider oberflächige Schäden und tiefe Kratzer aufweist. Dr. Schütz hat dafür die Lösung mit Produkten für die Reinigung und Pflege, wie das Designboden-Pflegeset und um tiefe Kratzer zu beseitigen, das Scratch Fix Repair Set. Und damit Mia genau weiß, wie man ihre Böden zu Hause perfekt pflegt und schützt, gibt es unsere Tutorials auf dem Dr. Schütz YouTube-Channel. Für Mia und euch alle. Damit muss sich Mia nicht mehr um ihre Böden sorgen, sondern kann ganz beruhigt unsere Caps anfeuern. Go Caps! Das
Welcome back to Bonn. Score is 6-0 for the Capitals over the Wild Farmers so far, and at the plate is Paolo Premislav. He's the catcher today for the Wild Farmers. He's wearing number 51. Sasha Cook had a bit of a long wait as Bonn scored, and up the middle, and shortstop. Just went under his glove. He almost had Brank almost had a chance to scoop that up, but it just went under his glove. Anyway, first single for Premislav, and that'll bring to the plate Tim Knudke. He's playing right field today for the Farmers. So the Farmers have something going. The seeds are planted here in the top of the third inning. See if they can harvest some runs. Yeah, and I know. I'll try and stop the nonsense. Down, foul into the Bonn dugout. Sasha Koch pitching very good today so far. Haven't seen too much action from him yet, simply because Bonn has been at bat for a great length of time so far. Foul back, that's 0-2. Premislav takes his lead at first base, not going, and a bit of a feeble swing, and the umpire says he did go around. Of course, no foul on that one. It's strikeout for Sasha Koch, and that will bring to the plate Johannes Petzold.
Yeah, to talk a little bit about Dohren, it's not easy for them. It's their first game this season, because for some of the teams like Berlin, Dohren, Paderborn, even the original, the planned start beginning of May they were not able to do it because of the corona regulations in their city. But this weekend all teams should have played, but then the game with Cologne and Hamburg was cancelled because Cologne was just under the number that they needed for 4 days and not for 5.
I see.
But anyway, so for Dohren it's the very first game. So of course it's difficult to know, okay, where do we stand, so.
Yeah, and time called here. There's some, I guess the batter, Petzold, wants to discuss things with the third base coach. So yeah, it's been a bit of a rocky start to the season, just logistically, but that's out of the control, really. And I really congratulate all the teams for managing to pull something together.
Yeah, and and even the teams before coming to the ballpark, they have to be tested. So everybody has to be tested, and I don't know how the situation in Dohren is for their training situation. I know that in Cologne they were not allowed to practice for a while. So
It's not necessarily consistent throughout, is sort of what I'm getting out of this. But it is all dependent on the numbers, as you say. So, pop up into foul territory. Can Bonn get there? And they do. Lam Hunt over near the foul. The stands. Grabs that ball. Nice overhand catch. Over the shoulder catch, I should say. And that's 2 out now. And that'll bring, flip the order over to Enriquez, if we are right, Angela. You think we have this right now?
it's
Yes.
number 7.
We got him.
It's Enriquez.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
We are we are on it. All right, he's playing shortstop today. I was hesitate to say that. All right, a hit into left field and a nice catch on that. That ball just hung up a bit too long to get down. All right, 6-0 Bonn. We'll be right back here on Bonn Capitals Baseball. And welcome back to Bonn Capitals Baseball, 6-0 Bonn. Here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and there's a new pitcher for the Wild Farmers, Jeremy Fernandez. Delivers his first pitch a little bit high. That's ball 1-0 against Danny Langhorst. Danny reached first on an error in the first inning. Second pitch comes in high as well, high and outside. I want to remind and thank all of those who are watching and listening to the game. Also, if you have questions that perhaps we can address, I mean, I have limited knowledge myself, obviously, but Angela and Max are up here who may be able to answer some of those questions as well. So do post them to the board, and we'll try to get to those as the game goes on. But again, thank you for watching and listening. Lanko steps out of the box, resets. 3-0. May want to be watching this one. And he does, but it comes in for a strike. If you get a chance to get on as the leadoff batter, you usually try and take it. Oh, that looked a little outside, but the umpire decided it was not. Full count. Fernandez has a bit of a hesitation, stop-start delivery, but that one's delivered high and outside. And Lankos goes down to first base. Eddie Stummel comes to the plate. Eddie Stummel, who hit a single in the the second inning of the previous at-bat. Lankos takes his lead. Fernandez does enjoy pitching to that outside, or at least that's where the pitches are ending up into that high outside location. Taking over from Wiedemeyer. And a throw down to first base. Lankos gets back. Not a lot known about Fernandez. Slight build. Again high and outside. 2-1. Nobody out. Bottom of the third, 6-0 Capitals over the Wild Farmers. First of 2 games today. Oh, and he runs, but he throws down to first behind him, and tagged out is Lankhorst. So, Lankhorst was on his way, but Fernandez had not made his motion home yet. Throws behind the runner, and they catch Lankhorst. 1 down. Stummel, 2-1 count at the plate. That pitch comes in high. And a hit into right field, and he goes back, and it's off the fence. And Stoll goes around to second base, gets in there with a double. Very, very nice hit right off the fence by Stummel. That's a tough play if you're playing in the outfield. It's not your own park. Now judge that outfield. But a nice hit nonetheless. And Stummel is having himself a day so far with a single and a double. Fans love it, of course. They love watching Stummel play. And we go to the top of the order with Eric Brink. Pitch and a high pop-up. First baseman goes back, calls it, camps under it, got it. 2 out. So, Brink is out. That'll bring to the plate Wilson Lee. Wilson Lee is struck out and walked in the first inning and stole a base in the first inning. No score between Regensburg and Tübingen as we look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Try and get some more of those scores for you. Mainz over Mannheim so far, 2-0. That's in the bottom of the 4th inning. Stummel takes his lead at second base. And the pitch comes in behind the hitter. Doesn't lean back, leans forward. Fernandez
Yeah, talking about the other
checking
teams
at the ball.
in the
Yeah, go
South,
ahead. Sorry, Angela.
the other teams in the South, it was really a surprise that disciples near Munich have beaten Heidenheim twice this weekend. Heidenheim, the leader, number
course,
1
yes.
team.
And a single beat splits shortstop and third, and around third comes Stummel. The throw home too late. He scores back down to second base, and Wilson Lee gets into second base with a double. Nice hit by Lee and an RBI. 7-0 Bonn here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Yeah, just to finish that.
Yeah.
So that was really a surprise that Heidenheim lost both games this weekend. So they, all in all, over to the season, they have 3 losses now. That gives them the same losses as Regensburg. So so this was really a bit of surprise. So that they have won both
Any
games.
apparent weakness on the team compared to the last couple of years, Angela, that we know about?
Not that we have seen so far. I mean, they have all the players back, that they usually have, their pitchers, etc. So
What's going down there on the field now with Aaron's going back to the dugout? It looks like he's changing helmets.
Yeah, he thought he was lefty, but he's a righty pitcher.
Right. So just getting the right helmet, getting the gear back in order. Umpire calling the umpires together. Umpire at home plate. Not exactly sure what this is about. Jochen Schulte is the home plate umpire, conferring now with the other 2 batters.
no, but this is not about because it's a righty. Oh no, it's a lefty. Yeah.
Not sure if there's a question over the lineups or the
Oh, I think they wondered if the pitcher switched his hand as well.
Yeah, obviously, because he was a righty pitcher
Okay,
before.
so not only do we have a switch hitter, we have a switch pitcher. At the this game's seen a little bit of everything, Angela.
Yeah, I haven't seen a switch pitcher, to be honest.
Not only did they switch the lineups at the beginning, now they're switching hands on the pitcher. So keeping us on our toes. We shall not be fooled more than we have so far, I suppose. And that pitch comes in as a ball. 1-0 is the count now on Vinny Aarons. Wilson Lee's at second. 7-0 Bonn, bottom of the 3rd. Dribbler, but foul. Down the first base side. Bonn is the second of the 2 games today, are the last games on the schedule for the league.
Yeah.
For today. Yesterday, Regensburg beat Tübingen 7-2. Pitch comes in outside, 2-1. Paderborn beat Solingen yesterday, 5-2. The Hamburg-Cologne game, as Angela was mentioning, got canceled. Foul back, Dortmund beat Berlin, the Flamingos, 11-3.
It was also the first game for the Flamingos this season, so.
Are we going to see the Flamingos? I don't see them on the schedule so far, Angela.
No, I mean, actually, they had their first 2 games yesterday.
They had the first 2 yesterday. But are we going to see Berlin?
Yeah,
this
we
season?
have we go to Berlin.
We go to Berlin this year, okay. Full count, 2 out. Runner on second for the Capitals. Fernandez, switch, pitching, pitcher, looking into the plate. High, and he loses. Aarons, who goes down to first, bringing up Terrell Joyce. Terrell Joyce, he faced loaded bases in his first at-bat. Sorry, his second at-bat. He had a sacrifice fly out to center field. Runners at first and second.
You can see the pitcher is now a righty again.
He is switched now to the right. High foul ball. Just out of the park. Watch out, children. You don't see this often, Angela.
No, I haven't seen it. That a pitcher from one hitter to the other changes his hands. So
Yeah, and there doesn't seem to be any rules against it. I guess that's what the umpires were talking about. I mean,
probably.
we haven't seen this before. Is this all right? Foul back. It's got to be hard as a batter. You're in the on-deck circle, timing the pitcher. Get to the plate, switch his hands. But if you are a pitcher, you can do that effectively. And you have the control, you have the velocity. What an advantage. Right now, Fernandez is struggling a bit with that control. 1-2 is the count. Runners on first and second taking their lead. Not being held on at all. And another ball outside, 2-2. So from an 0-2 count now, comes even. And that's inside. Full count. Just to round out some of those scores from yesterday. Berlin, the Flamingos actually beat Dortmund 15-7 in the first game. Paderborn over Solingen 9-7. Mannheim over Mainz 11-1. And runners going. Foul back. The heat was on that full count.
2 out, so they are
That's
running
right.
anyway.
Mm-hmm. Fernandez looks back at second. No go there. Delivery, runners going, and strike. Strikes him out to end the inning. So Terrell Joyce down on strikes. We head to the top of the fourth inning. 7-0 the score. We'll be back on Caps TV.
So we are back here, top of the 4th inning, with the DH Orlando del Muro. Hit on the first pitch, and that goes out of the ballpark. Yes, onto the parking lot. On the first pitch, she hit a home run. So you missed the home run of the Wild Farmers. First pitch, first hit, left field, home run.
Well, good to be back, Angela. Thank you. I apparently miss one batter. I miss a lot.
Yeah, you missed the DH Del Muro with a home run.
Okay.
Okay, let's see.
One of the many lineups. Okay. All right. And so, according to this,
So the next batter was out, which was
and a chopper down, foul to the third baseman grabs. But again, foul. So Matsuvius, no, is the
Let me just check. Yeah, Matusevicius. So Mike Emke was out, and now it's Edvardas Matusevicius.
and that's chopper down to third base. Nice play. Throws on first, and he's out.
Nice play by Joe Wittig there on third base.
Joe Wittig scoops it up, looking like Wade Boggs down there at third base. Two out now. 7-1 the score.
So this is Westerboggio Cabral.
Cabral playing left field. 0-1 count. Sasha Koch delivers. Pop up behind and over the screen. And the mad rush for the foul ball by the children of Bonn begins. So, the pronunciation of names is always fun. Again, nothing intentional. And I know I struggle with some of the German pronunciation as well, but I do blame coronavirus. I was taking courses, Angela.
You do blame coronavirus?
I blame coronavirus. Okay. It's been I know it's been a few years that I've been here, but
honestly, I have problems to pronounce the Polish name.
This is true.
Przemysław Paluch.
And a foul, just fouled down the first baseline. I really enjoy when players like Joe Smith or Frank Smith join any team. Announcing the game is a little easier to say.
This is what we do in German, like Jürgen Müller or
Yeah.
Max Schmitz.
It is so much fun, though, going to a different place, a different country, and announcing games. Obviously, yes, of course, it is important to get the names right. Nobody's making light of that. However, it's so much fun to do this and to work with the other volunteers here, and to experience baseball in a different country. And if you are somebody watching outside of Germany, perhaps the United States or Canada, make sure you do keep following the Bundesliga. And if you're ever on this side of the pond, as they say, make sure you get to a few games as well. Pop up to
Joe Wittig.
Joe Wittig grabs it, makes 2 plays in this inning, and Bonn Capitals are out of it. Out of the top of the 4th, that is. They'll head into the bottom of the 4th with a 7-1 lead. We'll be right back on Caps TV. Welcome back to Bonn. 7-1 is the score. Bonn is up on the Wild Farmers here on the bottom of the fourth. Daniel Lam Hunt comes to the plate. Fernandez, the wily switch pitching pitcher, peering in. And the ball comes in for a ball. All right, now we got Lam Hunt at the plate. Joe Vittig will follow him, followed by Justice Recchi. And if we get to him, Danny Lankhorst, Eddie Stummel to wind out the order. Also comes in for a ball, 2-0. Angela, I want to know more about the upcoming European Champions Cup, and I'm sure many other people do as well. It's an exciting event. Can you fill us in?
Yeah, we are talking about two different things here. One is the European Champions Cup, and the other one is the European Championship. So we have both this season.
Yes.
So the Champions Cup, 4 balls here. I just have to check here on my scoreboard. So the Champions Cup coming up in July in Ostrava in the Czech Republic. And Bonn and Heidenheim are qualified for that. It's from the 13th to the 17th of July. And actually, it was postponed from last year because of Corona. It didn't happen. And both teams were qualified anyway. So, but even after last year, they would have been qualified. So the champion and the opponent in the finals are the two ones that qualified.
And we'll get a chance then to get a look at Heidenheim and see how that team, we were talking about Heidenheim earlier, not doing as well as they usually do.
Yeah, in the meantime, we learned that they obviously didn't have some of their players yesterday in one of the games or in 2 games, I don't know. So that made them a little weaker. But yes, I mean, both of course, there are 2 different groups playing in the Champions Cup. In one group is Heidenheim and the other group is Bonn. And we are playing. We are facing Amsterdam from the Netherlands, Parma from Italy, and the host Ostrava from the Czech Republic. So this is what the Bonn Capitals have to face in July. And actually, this is something where the team is really looking forward to, because they like this international challenge.
Sure.
And this is also one of the reasons why the Capitals brought in some more pitchers than usual, because if you play every day a game on 4 days...
Tired arms.
Yes, in 5 days, 1 game every day, you need some pitchers, so...
That makes sense. Here, just to catch us up, of course, 2 walks in a row. Justice Recchi at the plate. On base, Daniel Lam Hunt at second base, and Joe Vittig at first base, both on walks. No, it sounds like an exciting tournament. I'm sure the players really looking forward to get outside, sort of at this bit of a bubble that they're in here as well. So that looks good as we see a high fly ball into left field, and it looks like it's going to stay fair, and it is. Caught by the left fielder for the Wild Farmers, and that's 1 down. And that'll bring to the plate Danny Lankhorst.
No, this is really what the players really like, this international competition, you know. So especially again in this season when they mainly face the North teams, you know.
They've seen each other a lot, yeah.
Yes, and therefore it's a good chance for all of them.
And even going back into 2020 as well, I mean, they saw a lot of the same teams.
It was the same as this season, that you only see the South League in the finals.
Yes.
So, I mean, for this season, it's the only way you could do it, because the North has only 14 games, the South has 28. So there's no way that they face each other in the quarterfinals or so. Also a schedule problem, but in general, because they play much more games, you know. So.
Right. Exciting time, so stay tuned for that as a strike comes in. 0-2 now on Danny Lankhorst.
We didn't see that as a strike, but anyway.
We have an alternative umpiring crew up here. That cowbell's getting a workout in somebody in the crowd. Whoever bought it's going to have to buy a backup maybe next week. Ball, 1 and 2. One out, 7-1, Bonn leads. Bottom of the 4th inning. First of 2 games today. Pitch comes in outside. Now, here's the thing about Fernandez is that he gets ahead on the count of a lot of players, only to squander that, often losing them to a walk or giving up a hit. So control, I mean, if you can pitch from both sides, that's a clear advantage. But obviously some work ahead for the young pitcher.
Huh? Sorry, but this was so much insight, you know.
Yeah, there's some disagreement over this strikeout. However, struck out he is, and there's 2 out.
And we have a new player here coming for the Capitals. This is Kevin Lombard, in for Eddie Stommel.
Thank you, Angela. Betts as he gets penciled in. With 2 out in the inning, 2 on. So, Lanko struck out. Lambert's at the plate in place of Eddie Stommel. Eddie Stommel had himself a day at the plate, a single and a double. Scored twice. But he rests for the second game, I will assume. Second game coming up about a half hour after the end of this first one, so please do stay tuned for that as well. It's called a strike as well. 0-1. Stay tuned for the next half inning where we'll take a look at what happened today in baseball history. And gets past the third baseman, just fair along the line. Coming around to score is Daniel Lam Hunt, as Lamberts comes into the game and comes up with an RBI single. Runners at first and second. Score now 8-1, Bonn. Very, very nice. That really hugged the line, that hit.
Yeah, along the left field line.
Left field line and just past that third baseman. I mean, that's nice to see. Player comes in right away, fresh off the bench. It has to make the coach happy. So you can count on those guys on the bench.
Yeah, and Kevin Lombard, anyways, he's a real patient guy, so never complaining. He knows he only comes from the bench. You know, he's never a starter, but he never complains. He's really a team player. So.
Yeah. So top of the order again, Eric Brank flew out to the first baseman in the third inning, walked in the second, and again flew out to the first baseman in the first. Yeah, the umpire calls that a strike as well. He's got that. The umpire's calling that low, outside-ish, let's call it, pitch. And a single right up through the middle end. The 2 runners come around to score as Eric Brank comes. Right. Well, one comes through,
so
sorry.
They stopped Kevin Lamberts.
Yes, they stopped Lamberts at third base. So 1 run comes in to score. 9-1 Bonn here on the bottom of the 4th inning with 2 out. Beautiful hit right up the middle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like what I see from Bonn so far
there
today.
There was probably a little chance for Kevin if he could have gone home, but Max Schmitz has chosen the safe way, so...
Indeed. It did look like he was going to come around and then decided not. So nice hit, nevertheless, by Brink. Nice double. That brings the plate Wilson Lee, who had a double of his own an inning ago. 1-0 is the count. 1-1 is the count. It's a generous strike zone.
Yeah, generous is the right word.
Runners at second and third. Fernandez delivers outside. It's a generous strike zone, but not that generous.
Yeah. Good.
Wilson Lee, as we said, double in the last inning, struck out and walked previous to that. Pitch comes in low, 3-1. Fernandez coming into the game took over from Wiedemeyer. We've been dazzled a bit by his ability to go and pitch from both sides. Still looking for his consistency as that's way outside. And the bases, he's walked now, the base is full.
So let's see, Vinnie Ahrens is waiting what left or right-handed the pitcher will do. Otherwise, he will change his gear.
As the pitcher changes, he has to decide. I think that he had to tell the umpire what side he was going to.
So he decided for the right hand.
Right. So from what I understand, he has to decide first.
Obviously.
Then Ahrens comes to the plate and decides. Okay. That must have been the discussion then earlier in the last inning. Right. Bases loaded. 2 out. 9-1 Bonn, bottom of the fourth.
Good chance for Vinny here.
Very ripe opportunity for him. Pitch is high. One and 0 is the count. Because this really could break the game open. Fernandez, of course, hoping to get out of the inning with minimal damage. High. 3-0 now.
He was doing better as a left-hander against.
And I don't think you can go back halfway through the batter.
No, he can't.
That I'm pretty clear on. And that pitch comes in high.
4 pitches, 4 balls.
Walks in a run. 10-1 is the score. Still 2 out. Coach comes out to talk to the umpire. Not sure if I think it's probably a lineup thing, not necessarily, what side of the rubber he's pitching on. There's a new player that's come into the game. There is one coming. They're going to make a pitching change. So we will take a pause in the game for now and be back once the pitcher gets warmed up. 10-1 is the score here in the bottom of the fourth inning on Caps TV.
Okay, so
Welcome back to
Brand
Bonn
has
Cap.
some fun here because Brand learned who is the physiotherapist of the Bonn Capitals team. That's our friend Maya.
10-1 the score here in Bonn. Bonn Capitals over the Wild Farmers so far.
And what Brand didn't like is that he does not qualify for being treated by the team's physiotherapist.
It's such a sore leg.
But we can discuss it after the season.
After the season. Okay, so at first, Vinny Ahrens. On second, Wilson Lee and Eric Brenkus on third. Bases loaded for Terrell Joyce against new pitcher Brandon Stevens. Easy to pronounce that name. A foul ball. Now, Brandon Stevens wearing number 99. I know there's a massive number of hockey fans
99?
out there. Any Canadian fans will know, of course, that 99 is a sacred number in Canada, the number of Wayne Gretzky, the greatest athlete who ever existed.
You mean the greatest hockey player?
Greatest athlete. So that pitch looks like it hit him. So Terrell Joyce gets hit on the foot, goes down to first. That forces in a run. 11-1.
That was a little strange.
It was a little strange. So Brent comes in to score. Wilson Lee down to third. Aaron's on second. Terrell Joyce at first.
I mean, there's not much going on in this game, although it's 11-1.
It's a wild-looking scorecard, Angela.
Yes. So it's Daniel Lam Hunt
Daniel Lam Hunt. So now he led off the inning. As he comes up for the second time. Brandon Stevens making his catcher work a little bit on that pitch. 1-0. That ball just hit Terrell, and I don't think it really injured him at all, but mustn't have been pleasant anyway. Nobody likes to get hit in the foot. Cowbell clanging. 2 out. 11-1 Bonn. Bottom of the fourth still. Big pop-up into center field. Who's going to get it, right or center? Center fielder grabs it in mercifully for the Wild Farmers. The inning is over. 11-1. Head to the top of the fifth here in Bonn. 11-1. Here we are back in Bonn. 11-1 is the score. Capitals so far over the Wild Farmers. Long inning for Sasha Koch to wait as his team cashed in a few more insurance runs for him. At the plate right now for the Wild Farmers, Sebastian Yap. He's playing third base today. Number 28 fouls it back. Now, I promised you a little history today. Today in baseball history, 1941. The Giants, I'm going to assume the New York Giants, used plastic batting helmets for the first time against the Pirates. Plastic. Now I know the pitches didn't have the same velocity as they do now, but I'm thinking a pitch coming in at, at least 80, 90. It's going to take a bit of, do a bit of work on that plastic helmet. But anyway, that happened in 1941. 1944, all major league games are canceled as the country's focus is turned towards Europe and, of course, the situation during the war. Now, hit into right field.
So here's Anthony Klinsing, just came into the game.
Comes into the game
and
gets some
catch
action.
the ball.
Right away, put to the test, and he comes up aces. So, 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Yeah, it's funny, you talk about batting helmets not being introduced until 1941 in Major League Baseball, really baseball of any kind. Did you know, and we talked about Wayne Gretzky and some hockey earlier on, that hockey players still weren't wearing helmets? I can remember watching it in the 1980s, late 1980s, and there were still players not wearing helmets. The goaltenders never used to wear face masks or helmets. And
kind of dangerous.
A little bit. And a swing and a miss. 1-1 is the count. Player safety, little bit better now.
Absolutely. Actually, what they did here, the third baseman and the first baseman were not supposed to wear helmets till 3 years ago. So here in Germany.
You mean the coaches?
The coaches, yeah.
No, it's important. I mean, you get some of those screamers down the line. I've seen it, and I haven't seen anyone, thankfully, get hit in the head, but obviously, in the shoulder or something.
Into the gap here. Yeah.
Into the gap between right and left. And he's going to try for 2. No, he holds off. He looked like he was going to 2, and possibly he should have, as the pitcher, the throw back misses the cutoff man and the second baseman. Nevertheless, a long single.
Yeah, I was, of course, talking about the first and third base coaches.
Yes. That'll bring Tim Kanulke to the plate. He's playing right field today for the Wild Farmers.
By the way, nice hit.
It was.
Before, yeah.
Indeed.
Right into the gap.
Hard swing.
Dangerous
foul.
hit.
Again, talking about wearing helmets, you have to be paying attention now in the Capitals game. The pitch comes in low, 1-1. Primislav is the one who hit that single, as we were talking about batting helmets. He's at first base. Knolke at the plate. No run. Down. Chopper down to third. Reach on to second, but no, the second baseman fumbles that. Nobody out.
But it was a low throw anyway, so.
Sorry, 1 out. No, 2 people on. It was a low throw. They came into second base. Lambert's playing second now in place of Eddie Stummel. It wasn't a wonderful throw over. I wouldn't exactly blame that on Lambert's. I see Kevin Van Meensel running down below us. What's happening with him? I haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, I don't know. Last week he didn't play because of his vaccination.
Yeah.
So I have no idea why. Maybe he will play later today. So I don't know.
And a chopper out to short, on to second. Get the force at first, on to first base. Sorry, got the force at second, on to first base. The runner is safe. I'm going to practice some tongue twisters to get that right. 2 out now. 11-1 is the score. Petzold.
Runners on the corners. So
Yeah, runners on the corner for Petzold. Petzold playing second base today for the Wild Farmers, who have something not cooking, but perhaps growing. Chopper at first base, and the umpire says that's a foul ball. Yeah, not cooking. You don't want to use that metaphor with the Wild Farmers. I'm still puzzled how they came up with the name Wild Farmers. My father is a farmer. Wouldn't say he's too wild. Gets wild.
maybe one of the Wild Farmers fans can tell us over the chat. So
That would be great. And pitch comes in inside. It's not a bad name. I mean, it's original. Runners on the corner. 2 out. 11-1 the score. Top of the 5th. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Sasha Koch, as always, consistent in there, getting a round of applause from the crowd who are wanting one more strike to get out of the inning. Pitch on the way. Also foul ball, just dribbler off the plate. Petzold, bit of a longer at bat here. Last I have for him, he flew out the first baseman. That was back in the second. But as I said, the scorecard I have for the Wild Farmers is a bit of a mishmash.
it's a wild, right?
Yeah, it's a wild scorecard. A wild one. The wind continues to blow just out. It's shifted from, blowing towards left field to a bit more towards the right. Pitch comes in high. 2-2. Do we know who's pitching in the second game, Angela?
I expect Marcus Jansen. You mean Bonn Capitals, right?
No, yes.
I expect Marcus Jansen, our new pitcher. But not just him. I mean, we will definitely see Sammy Steiger today.
On to first base. And that's the inning.
Joe Wittig again here.
Joe Wittig on fire. 11-1. We'll be back after this.
Das Spiel schauen.
Ich glaube, wir werden uns von Spiel zu Spiel steigern.
Nächstes Spiel angreifen. Wir haben noch ein Riesenspiel, jetzt erstmal wieder am Freitag vor der Brust.
Es ist am Samstag ein schweres Spiel.
Und Sonntag geht's weiter.
Es ist nur ein Spiel. Was danach kommt, das wird man sehen.
Egal, was danach kommt, wir zeigen es live. Mit allen Spielen der dritten Liga, der Penny DEL und der Easy Credit BBL. Nur bei Magenta Sport.
Ja, ich glaube, wir müssen mal ein Spiel.
Mia hat zu Hause einen richtig schönen Designboden, der aber auch leider oberflächige Schäden und tiefe Kratzer aufweist. Dr. Schütz hat dafür die Lösung mit Produkten für die Reinigung und Pflege, wie das Designboden-Pflegeset und um tiefe Kratzer zu beseitigen, das Scratch Fix Repair Set. Und damit Mia genau weiß, wie man ihre Böden zu Hause perfekt pflegt und schützt, gibt es unsere Tutorials auf dem Dr. Schütz YouTube-Channel. Für Mia und euch alle. Damit muss sich Mia nicht mehr um ihre Böden sorgen, sondern kann ganz beruhigt unsere Caps anfeuern. Go Caps! Das ist
Welcome back to the game. 11-1 is the score. The Capitals over the Wild Farmers here as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning.
And we go there with Joe Wittig.
Joe Wittig with Wittig. Yes. With
I mean, this is a German name, but he's Italo-American.
Exactly.
So
I'm trying to Germanize him. Oh, hit another. The umpire says he hit him on the arm.
On the arm or foot or whatever.
Pick a body part. He's at first base. Since last year, and that's baseball trivia.
Yeah, John Kulpers was surprised last week that you didn't ask a question. So.
I know. I hate to disappoint. So here is the question for this week, and I'll leave it for a few. Maybe those at home want to tap in to see if they know the answer. So the question is, which franchise has thrown the most no-hitters? We're talking about Major League Baseball. Just a second, I'll give you the options. Now pitch comes in for a strike, 0-2. Which franchise has thrown the most no-hitters? Is it the New York Yankees, the LA Dodgers, Boston Red Sox, or the Berlin Flamingos? I'll give you some time to ponder that. Flamingos may have suffered through a few no-hitters, but I'm not sure they're the answer to this question. So that'll narrow it down. New York, Dodgers, or the Red Sox.
I'd say Red Sox.
All right, I'll give it a minute. Foul back. 11-1 the score here. Bottom of the 5th inning. Bonn Capitals at the plate. Justice Recchi. So the answer is, which franchise has thrown the most no-hitters? Is the LA Dodgers with 26. Oh, John Klumper shows up. His team, the LA Dodgers, thought I'd get away with that without having to hear an echo in the background regarding the Dodgers. So catcher drops the ball, throws down to second base, and yet Wittig goes into second like a champion. LA Dodgers, not the most exciting team on earth. Yeah, John Klumpers is here. He'll have the second game for you around 4 o'clock, a half hour after the end of this game. Berlin Flamingos were not the answer to that question, in case you were wondering. High pop-up into center field. Center fielder or the right fielder. Who's going to grab this one? Center fielder grabs it. Tagging from second base is Wittig. The throw is way offline, and he tags and heads to third base with one out in the inning. No. That'll bring up Anthony Klinsing. What can you tell me about Mr. Klinsing?
He's one of our youngsters. He's 19, and he played for 1 year last year in Cologne just to get more practice, And he's also studying in the U.S. at the college. Or he did that. I don't know. I think he's probably back because right now they're semester break or so.
What was he studying?
I don't know.
Come on, Angela.
I can't. I mean, how can I know everything?
I just want to see. I want to see how the depth, and it's pretty good, I have to admit.
Yeah, I will ask him.
All right. Inquiring minds want to know. Or is that inquiring minds want to know? One of them.
But actually, he came into the game last week, and he had one pitch and one hit, so not too bad.
Not bad at all. Wittig on third base, 1 out, 11-1 the score. And another high pop-up between center and right field, but that's going
right?
back. And it looks like it's gone. There seemed to be a play on that at center field, but it clears the fence, and Klinsing comes into the game. Takes one over the fence. And you see the Bonn dugout. Very happy for him, obviously. And we were just saying he got off to a good start last week. Well, that continues today with that two-run home run. So nice hit. Makes it 13-1 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Still 1 out. That ball just kept carrying and carrying, and
It was very high, but because it was
Indeed.
so high, it went over it. So
indeed, very nice. Nevertheless, I was unsure whether they got a glove on that. The center fielder jumped a bit at the fence, but never ended up with the ball.
so here's Kevin Lamberts. So, but that's a nice story for this youngster,
Yeah,
Anton
indeed.
Glinting here playing Bundesliga and hit a home run.
Now, how many did you predict before the game today, Angela? I remember
I
a number.
predicted 2
You predicted 2.
for the team.
For the team, that was in the first game, or do you mean all afternoon?
Actually, I was thinking all afternoon.
Okay.
So let's see.
Are you sure you're not hedging your bet now that we're getting closer to the end?
Let's see.
So, 2-0 the count. Comes in and for a strike, 2-1. 1 out. Pitcher, Brandon Stevens looks in. Ball gets by the catcher. 3-1 the count. We're talking some conversation behind me on this switch pitcher we saw before us that it was certainly new for me, Jeremy Fernandez. So we've seen 3 pitchers now by the Wild Farmers. We started off with Wiedemeyer, Johannes,
Fernandez, yeah.
and then Fernandez, and now Brandon Stevens. Brandon Stevens in with a strike and with the easiest name to pronounce on the Wild Farmers.
We are glad
We are
for Brand.
indeed. Full count pitch and reaches for it, sends it out to center, and the center fielder grabs it for the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up the top of the order, Eric Brank. Now help me out, Angela.
Mm-hmm.
Top, the last at-bat for Brank. I have a filled-in square. I know he got around, but what I think he was walked on his on the
think
last
he was
at-bat.
walked,
Yeah, he was walked. All right. And before that, in the third, he flew out to first, and then in the first, he flew out to first, walked in the second, so a couple walks.
Oh, no. Then it's wrong because he had a double. Maybe that was that
Double
inning.
to right field.
Thank you. Double to right field. Catcher comes out, sort things out with his pitcher as we sort things out on our score sheet. When Bonn comes up with 13 runs, things get a little messy on the score sheet sometimes. But it's nice to see all those filled in squares. Number 30, Brank. Boost that average a bit. Two walks don't hurt either. Don't necessarily show up in the average. On base percentage, certainly. Bases are cleared. Free of Bonn Capitals, first time in a while this game. Pitch bounces in. 3-1. Now, if you're in the park, make sure you stick around for that second game coming up, as I said, about half hour after this one. Same team. And a foul down. Left field line, but well into the stands.
Schade.
Near the registration desk to get in. And, of course, if you come to the Capitals game there this week or next week, or at least for the near future, make sure you get your corona test. Your fast test, 24 hours. One that's good for 24 hours. And a single. No, it hangs up long enough for the center fielder. Getting a little over anxious there. So that ends the inning. 13-1 is the score here in Bonn. Capitals over the Wild Farmers. We'll be back on Caps TV right after this. Welcome back to Bonn. And a 13-1 score for your Capitals over the Wild Farmers thus far. And who in the roulette wheel do we have at the plate now, Angela? Because I have Orlando Del Muro.
Yeah, that's true.
And he hits it down the third base line going into second. No, the
So
throw
it went
doesn't make
along
it to
the
second.
left field line,
He gets a
so
double.
Yeah. He had a home run and a double now.
Not bad.
And we have a new pitcher on the mound of the Capitals, which is Nick Michelli, our utility player, playing all over. And of course also pitching. He pitched last Sunday as well.
And I'm told, even though it seems like a pretty flimsy statistic, that he has a 13 ERA, but that's 2 innings pitched, so.
2 innings pitched.
In any case. Del Muro at second. Mike MK at the plate. He's wearing number 26, playing first base. Look, we finally got things together. Here in the top of the 6th inning, Michelli delivers. Foul. Off to the left side. Nick Michelli last year led the league with stolen bases with 7. So, very good at a number of different baseball positions and techniques. Strike comes in. 1-1. Oh, sorry, 1-2.
No, strike out.
The scoreboard, not one to be relied upon. Strikeout.
You should have watched my scoreboard.
Quite the challenging game for this reporter.
So this was a strikeout.
Metsuvius comes to the plate.
Edvardas Madusevicius.
That's what I said. You keep laughing, John. You're doing the next game. You see how you do with these names. Vesuvius explodes for a hit.
Madusevicius is also a utility player. He also pitches. Maybe we will see him on the mound in the second game.
Not much of a swing, but strike. 1-2. Runner at second remains Del Muro. Chelly delivers in the dirt. 2-1. How'd your Dodgers do last night, John? They lost. Yeah. They must have lost. There was a long delay in his response. I can tell you the Blue Jays won as the strike. That ball comes in for a strike, 2-2. Blue Jays, best team in the league. In this announcer's opinion.
Our announcer is Canadian. You should know that.
Anybody who's listened to more than an inning or two probably knows I'm Canadian. And
another strikeout.
Another strikeout. Michelli comes in with the heat. 2 out. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Mr. Michelli today. That'll bring to the plate Cabral. Playing left field. So, Michelli gives up the opening double, then 2 strikeouts. Swing and a miss. Michelli, long set, delivery. Chubber to second base. Grabbed and thrown on to first. And that'll end the inning.
Easy inning for Michelli.
Michelli looking fine out there. 13-1 is the score as we head to the bottom of the 6th here on Caps TV. Welcome back to the beautiful banks of the Rhine here on a slightly overcast day or a fully overcast day. 13-1 is the score so far as Bonn comes up to bat for their half the 6th inning. Wilson Lee comes to the plate. He's walked, doubled, struck out, and walked in the first inning. Pitch on the way, mighty swing and high, but very, very foul. If you're on a canoe or a kayak in the middle of the Rhine, you may want to watch out because went
This is like
far.
in the Bay Area when you go
That's
to
right.
San Francisco and can catch the balls
Back-
in your canoe.
Back when Bonds was hitting all those bombs into the water.
He's looking for his home run, obviously.
He is. He's got things lined up. I wouldn't be surprised, right? No, next pitch maybe. 1-1 is the count, but that was hit a mile. Second deck without decks here. But Park, you know, and I always tell my friends back in Canada, I always love to talk about the park here because I think it's a really nice park.
Oops.
I am not sure what that was. As you see, the pitcher shakes his hand. Number 99. It may be Wayne Gretzky out there on the mound. Gretzky would probably throw one like that, but
You
look,
mean
I
he
mean,
needs
it
a
just
hockey stick or
yeah,
what?
right. It just slipped out of his hands a bit high and high. 2-1 the count. And a foul in the other direction. So hitting them on both sides of the diamond is Lee, just not quite getting them between the
I
lines.
would say now one in the middle.
One in the middle would be good. Stevens still the pitcher for the Wild Farmers on the mound. 2-2 the count. Stevens sets and delivers. High. But I think you're right, Angela. I think he's got this lined up. He wants one. He smells a home run. Isn't that your car I see parked out there, Angela? I think he's got that lined up. You parked somewhere else.
The first one was.
You parked somewhere else today.
The first one was into the direction.
No home run, but he gets down to first base. That'll be that'll be the third time he's walked today. Hey, by hook or by crook, as I said before, you get on base. Always good to get the lead off a runner on, batter on.
So we have Vinny Arons now.
Who's also being involved in a bit of a walk fest today.
Yeah.
Not even holding Lee on first base. Not sure they're too worried about a stolen base in a 13-1 game. Foul.
Oops. Huh? A little bit over.
Lots of baseball here next week as well, Angela. And a hit out to right field and jumps, and it's gone. He doesn't come up with the ball.
This is what Vinny Arons was waiting for.
We had the home run call, but just for the wrong batter. Vinny Arons comes through with a 2-run shot to make it 15-1. And Bonn has a slight lead now over the Wild Farmers, but a very nice shot into right field. Again, you're not really sure if that's a home run until those leaves start shaking out
But
there.
actually, this is what Vinny was looking for because he was hitting so well in the first 4 games, but no home run.
Indeed.
And so here is the second home run for today. So let's see what happens in the second game.
Now-
I predicted only 2 for the entire day. So
Yes, well, at least you're being honest about it, because I thought you were going to go back and say, no, I said 2 in the first game, and my prediction is dead on. But
I
you did
said
say,
for
oh,
the entire day.
Okay.
So I will be
Angela
honest here.
Angela the Oracle. Terrell Joyce at the plate. Base is now cleared 15-1.
I definitely didn't underestimate it.
You didn't? Didn't. Terrell Joyce takes a strike. Nobody out. Yeah, Terrell Joyce was hit by a pitch in his last at bat. I believe that was the one off the foot. Gonna need a replacement cowbell. That fan is. Been 15 runs. It's a lot of cowbelling. Brandon Stevens left.
Actually, if we score one more run,
single into right
then
field.
the game is over.
Yeah, the game will be over. And, obviously, if you're Brandon Stevens, you're in the game. You're here to essentially, finish up the game and try to minimize the damage out there. It's not easy going in to do that role. Doing what he can out there. Gives up a single there to Terrell Joyce. And Daniel Lam Hunt comes to the plate. The lineup doesn't get any easier if you're Stevens. I mean, you're really in the heart of the order now. So as Angela said, I think one more run and that'll be
Because we have
stick a fork in it.
in the Corona season, we have the 15-run rule.
And a pitch low. And once again, a reminder that about half an hour after this game, mighty John Klumpers, who is standing somewhat beside me, will be here to call the game. Of course, with Angela and Max, who are here all the time, putting in incredible work. Well, they're putting in work. As the strike is called 1-1. Oh, of course. How could we forget
Just to
Fabian
mention that we are
Tasing.
here 3 hours prior to the game to set it all up.
That's right.
Oops.
And that's a strike. The umpire, I think, is also perhaps eager to move the game along, shall we say. Not casting aspersions. Just suggesting the strike zone has expanded slightly. Yeah, little curveball comes in, but for a ball. 2-2. No, it's a good point, Angela. I mean, I come in, I come strolling in my suit and tie about an hour before the game, and you've already been here, you and Max and Fabian, setting up everything. You got the 5 cameras going on. It's really nice work here, and we have some fun, of course, the viewers at home who write in and talk to us, and we have some fun joking around up here as well. But it's serious work that goes into it, and it's always appreciated. And I'm sure it's appreciated by those who watch as well. Full count. Daniel Lam Hunt at the plate. Terrell Joyce at first. Swing and a miss.
Oh, strikeout.
Daniel Lam Hunt strikes out, bringing to the plate Joe Wittig. He's walked a couple of times as well. Really have to go back and count the number of walks in this game. There's been 1 or 12. Yeah, it's like, hey, wait a minute. Like me pitching out there, John says. And did he hit him?
I think he was.
I think he got hit.
Yeah, he was hit by a pitch before.
Yeah, this is the second time. I think he's been hit a couple of times. So, down to first base goes Wittig. And this is?
That's Nathan, yeah. Hallo Nathan. Height.
Ricardo Migliori now is in for Justice Recchi. So, Joe Wittig hit by a pitch twice today. Perhaps not liking his welcome to Germany all that much, or the Bundesliga, I should say. A little rough on him here. Using him for target practice. So Recchi flew out all 4 times, according to my scorecard, twice to left and once to the catcher and once to center. That'll round out the books on him today. And I fouls over closer to the dugout on the Wild Farmer side, and it goes foul. John Klemper's wearing his Indiana University gear. Surprised you wear that in public. That's fine. And it's in red. I guess you can wear it when you don't live there.
So, by the way, I'm just checking it. So far, we had 12 walks.
12? Did I not say 1 or 12? No, it was a wild guess on the Wild Farmers, and it was 12 walks. That indicates some tough control, to say the least. Runners at first and second, 1 out. 15-1 is the score, and he strikes out.
Okay, he strikes him out.
So, Miglioy strikes out. That brings up Anthony Klinsing, who hit a home run earlier today in his last at-bat. 2 out, 2 strikeouts in this inning. Klinsing's home run, also right field, if I recall.
Yes, he's in the right field.
Yeah. And both home runs were kind of similar in that they just made it over. Had to look at the shaking of those leaves as the ball went through. Foul off to the right-hand side. Fans have had lots to cheer for today.
I mean, we know that Anthony has some power.
Absolutely. And a hard hit into left field. The runners will be coming around on that one. Joyce rounding third. He scores.
And that's the end of the
that
game.
will
That's
indicate
the
the end of the game. So, Klinsing with a home run and a single to end the game. Your score today, 16-1.
Yeah, just to explain that, so 15 runs ahead means after 5 innings, it's the end of the game.
They call that the mercy rule. At least they did where I was from. I'm not sure if they call it the same here, but it is. 16-1 is your final score. Do stick around. In about a half an hour, we'll have the second game. John Klumpers is here. He's warming up. He's doing push-ups behind me to get his voice warmed up. I'm not sure if that's an Indiana thing. But on behalf of Angela Backman and Max Paulus, and of course Fabian Tasing, thank you very much for tuning in, and we will talk to you about half an hour.
Yeah, what we have to say is, also worauf wir nochmal hinweisen möchten, das habt ihr wahrscheinlich gesehen, das zweite Spiel ist unter einem anderen Link, so the second game will be under a different link on YouTube, so you have to tune in again after this break of half an hour. Just go to our website or to the Baseball Bundesliga website and you see the new link. So talk to you later.
Thank you. Bye-bye.